domains, right? You can do some substitutions, right? If you have a college degree, then you need to have only 4 years instead of 5 years. You know, if you have an advanced degree in information security, maybe you qualify, right? You can substitute 1 more year, in which case you need only 3 years, right? So something like that. You can do some things like that, right?
Both of these are just one. 5 years experience or 4 years college degree. Just
it's odd.
Both or just one.
Just one. You can
Just
take
one.
one, right? So if you have a university degree, so you just need 4 years of.
If you have a 4 year degree, you don't need the 5 years experience.
No. So but you need 4 years.
Both 4 years college degree
yes.
and the 5 years experience in more than.
No. So this is all. So this is my way of it. This is or, right? 4 years plus this is and, right? So right. That's
4 years experience plus college degree.
Correct.
What's the domain?
I'll come to it. Next slide. Next slide.
Basically, minimum professional experience is 3 years.
Correct.
Even if you have the most advanced degree.
Correct. Yes. But again, see, don't get disheartened because of that, right? Because remember, they're saying at least 2. There are 10 domains, right? If you have done software development or application support, or so you have done those areas, or you have done networking, you have covered at least 1 or 2 of those domains, right? And whatever your previous experience will count for it, right? So don't get disheartened because of this thing, right? And even if you don't have experience, you, my friend, maybe, right? If you don't have enough experience, you can still get an associate of ISC square, right? You get an associate. This is valid for 6 years, and within those 6 years, when you think you are ready to apply for your certification, you have passed the exam. Your exam is done, right? You have your scores. You are all good, right? You can quote it in your resume. You can say, I passed the CISSP exam and I'm an associate of ISC square. You can write all that. You can't just call yourself a CISSP. That's all, right?
Do they ask you to back up your claim experience? Like if you say you have 3 years of...
They will ask you for all the details. And if you go for an audit, it depends. So out of, let's say, 100 people who apply for certifications, everybody makes a claim that yes, I have everything. They may pick up some people randomly, right, which is part of audit, right? Sometimes, not every one of them goes through an audit, right? It's just for like the CISA 2, the same thing happens. They may take out 1 or 2 out of the 100 and say, okay, now you guys need to provide me all the details about whatever you have asserted me, right? So then you have to go out and provide them everything, right? See, I did the smart thing. I just sent them everything that I had, right? Forget about asking me. Here's everything I have. I don't have anything else, right? Here's my resume. Here's all my certifications. Here's all my experience, right? Everything attached, all PDF, emailed it across, along with the form. Now you go figure it out. Simple, no? Right? No questions asked, right? Straightforward. So once you have done that, right? You apply, you send in so you can fax it in or you can email it in, right? Once you have done that, hopefully you don't pass through an audit, they don't ask you any questions, right? Then in your mail you get a CISSP certificate, right? And you get a PIN and all that stuff, and you can call yourself a CISSP, put it on your resume, whatever, right? And of course then, after that you have to maintain credentials, right? Which means continuing CPE points, right? Continued professional education points, so you have to get that. So you have to get 120 CPE points in 3 years. You have to get at least a bare minimum of 20 per year. So, so 120 over 3 years, or this year let's say you get 20, then the next 2 years you have to get 100, right? So something like that. And of course, if you don't want to do this, 3 years later you can go and give the CISSP again. Simple, right? Either one of them. Any questions on this? I know this looks a bit complicated, but it is not that complicated. So CISSP, how do we do it, right? These are the 10 domains. Common body of knowledge, which is nothing but a book, right? These are the domains, the topics inside it. Access control, SDLC, software development security, business continuity planning, disaster recovery, cryptography, encryption, decryption, security governance and risk management, legal regulations, compliance, right? These areas are operational security, environmental security, security by design, architecture, communications and network security, right? So you have worked in testing, right? So which means SDLC is applicable to you, right? To you too. You have also worked in SDLC, right? In your case, again, SDLC is applicable, access control is applicable, right? Right. So
What is operational security?
Again, operational security is also applicable. Yes, absolutely. So, details, right? Obviously, this is just giving you a taste of what it is, right? So I can't go into a lot of details. You can ask me, and I can talk about all that stuff. Access control, right? AAA, authentication, authorization, audit, logging. Audit is nothing but logging, right? Threats, controls, mitigation, RBAC, role-based access control, DAC is discretionary access control, right? So how do you set up access control mechanisms? How do you log into a system? Access control, right? How do you log into a system, right? So to walk into this building, you need a key, right? To walk into, you need the right key. That's a privilege, right? So you need both of that before you can access something. And of course, you may need to sign in somewhere, register. That's a login, right? So all of those things. That's what it is. AAA is that, right? Talking about there are different models inside it. So you have role-based access control, you have discretionary access control, you have mandatory access control, which I will put there, right? So mandatory access control, military systems, right? So mandatory access control. You just can't walk in just like that. You need to have, there's a complete hierarchy. So these are all different models, security models that you need to know about, right? And if, of course, if you because of your backgrounds, right, you may be able to relate it back, right? So operating systems, applications, when you log in, right, you access your Gmail account, your Yahoo account, Hotmail account. That's user ID, password, right? Two-factor authentication, strong authentication, multi-factor authentication. You can use numbers, right? PIN codes, all that. Any questions on that?
How do I apply or register for the test or something?
Oh, it's very simple.
No, sorry. Who's gonna evaluate my background and which field my background fall in, like access control or what's the other side?
No, that you need to figure out.
I need to specify which one.
Correct. So on the form, right, on the
Yeah.
endorsement form, those 4 pages, right?
Yeah.
They will ask you, okay, so this domain, so each domain they'll say, okay, provide your experience in that domain, right? So you can either say, yep, I have 2 years experience in access control, or I have 3 years in SDLC, right? I can write that out, and you have to then justify that, right? So you can say, okay, I worked in this company, and this is what I did, and so you'll have to justify it, right, to some extent.
At least 2 domain is required, or at least if we have experience in one domain more than 4 years, then
No, so you need at least 2 domains, right?
And the proof will probably just be a resume, right?
Well,
To prove it.
see, you can send in your, it's up to you, right? So they are very silent about what you should send in as supporting evidence, right? You can send in your resume, but see, that's what I did, right? I didn't want to get into an audit and all those things, right? So I attached my resume, right? Pretty well spelled out what I have done. Here's all my experience letters from all my companies, right? Here's all my certifications, right? Now you go figure it out, right?
Okay.
I have nothing else to tell you, right? This is all I have, right? And they didn't ask me anything, so.
Okay, thanks.
SDLC, security, right? Most of these vulnerabilities today, right? So we have gone out as security professionals, right? As our organizations, right? We have gone out, we have deployed network security, perimeter security controls, right? We have antivirus systems, right? We have intrusion preventions, we have firewalls, right? We have all of these things. We have access control on applications, right? We have all of these things, but our applications still get hacked. Why? Exactly. The bugs are in the software itself, right? You're talking about securing the perimeter, but the bug is there's a thief inside the house. There's a hole in the house, right? You're putting a fence around your house. That's not going to protect you, right? Because they're just going to bypass it, right? So SDLC has become a big issue, right? In the security space, because most of the vulnerabilities, 90% of the vulnerabilities are in the SDLC, are in the software itself, right? Are in the code itself, right? So organizations predominantly, and especially, see, my organization currently is not a big software development house. We are more a system integration house. But if you go to the IBMs of the world or the Microsofts of the world, right, it's a big issue for them, right? You remember Microsoft pushes out all these, Patch Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday, every fortnightly, we have patches coming out. Why are these patches coming out? These patches are for what? Because for code that they have not written well, they have not tested well, right, which have bugs everywhere, that's what they're providing us with, right? Now think about it, right? All this code, right? You have embedded systems, right? You have fuzzy systems, right? You have fuzzy systems everywhere, right? So you have chips inside these guys. This is a little computer, right?